Hey, how's things going? Are the kids okay? How's little Jimmy? I'm Annie, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And the video you're watching is my first video on the channel. This is more of a character analysis than anything else, but enough of me rambling, let's just get to the point of the video. So, Licorice and Wizard, we all know him and love him. But for the people who don't know who these characters are, must not know about the game Cookie Run Kingdom or Cookie Run Kingdom Oven Break. But if you somehow don't know what it is, the best way I can describe it is Gingerbrave and his friends going to fight Cookie Maleficent and her lackeys. Of course there's a lot more, but I'm not going to go into a deep dive about Cookie Run lore. But within the game there are two characters that I mentioned before, that being Wizard, who is working with Gingerbrave, and Licorice, who is working for Dark Enchantress, aka Maleficent. Now, by these circumstances, they obviously hate each other. I mean, they're on opposite sides, but what if I were to tell you that these completely opposite characters deep down were the same exact character? Now, for the people who actually play the game, you probably think I'm going insane, but hey, let me explain. My first point in my theory is some of the voice lines in Cookie Run Kingdom and Oven Break. How did I get these voice lines? Well, I got it from my trusty friend, the Cookie Run Wiki! Wait, did you really think I was gonna get the voice lines myself? Oh heck no, I'm on a budget, I don't have time to be fancy. The two of them both have lines about being underappreciated, either this be magical abilities or height. Wizard! My evidence being with Wizard's loading screen in Cookie Run Kingdom and his lines in Cookie Run Oven Break. Oh, don't underestimate me. Calling me tiny will be your last mistake in Cookie Run. And also, finally, someone recognized my achievements in Cookie Run Oven Break. Sure, my whole entire video is about me comparing Licorice to Wizard, and just a couple of voice lines don't really mean a lot. But even the smallest of lines can mean a lot for a character. It can show who they are or what they are, and what happened to them. From this, I can infer that pretty often, Wizard is underestimated for his powers. This might be for his height also, but I'm not really sure. This is also the same for Licorice. Again, in his voice lines for leveling up, he says, "No one can underestimate me now," which is implying that he has been underestimated before. Whether this be for power or just him in general. It's also implied that this comes from Dark Enchantress from how much he complains about it in his diaries. And even in some of his lines, Licorice craves the smallest amount of appreciation from anyone, especially Dark Enchantress. This is the same for Wizard, but just on a smaller scale. Next I want to talk about their personalities, because I think it's really telling. In Wizard's wiki, it says that Wizard is short-tempered, and describes him as being childish. Now this can either mean two things. One, he's actually childish, at least personality-wise, or two, he's childish because, well, he's an actual child. I take this as him being childish with him being a kid. This is the same for Licorice. Licorice is known for getting upset at a drop of a hat, and this can be towards anyone. Obviously, Wizard doesn't yell at the first cookie that makes him upset, but he does seem to show a hatred towards Cinnamon Cookie and Alchemist Cookie, just for doing different types of magic. Not only is this very childish, even stupid, but it can even be called being short-tempered if he's willing to get upset over something this small. Both have similar goals, but have different ways of achieving it. Wizard wants to be powerful, and so does Licorice, but yet, Wizard goes about this by studying and learning new types of magic, but Licorice turned to dark magic and to someone who really couldn't care about him. Now, of course, this can mean absolutely nothing, and just me thinking way too deep into it. But for me, right now, as I'm currently recording this video, see Licorice as a cautionary tale for Wizard Cookie of what could happen if they turned to darkness. But what if I were to tell you what would have happened to Wizard if he decided to go down the same route that Licorice did? And luckily for me, I don't have to draw it or describe it. It actually exists in the form of a costume. Let me introduce you to Wizard Cookie's costume in Oven Break. Drum roll please. Let me introduce you to the Azure Flame Staff, the literal emo version of Wizard Cookie. And from what it is, he sounds selfish, power hungry, and even more aggressive. The staff promises dark and powerful magic to the beholder, which kinda sounds like Dark Enchantress in a way, with how manipulative she can be. But in this costume, Wizard somewhat became Licorice. Even with the both of them, they both wished for power. But now, that's all Wizard cares about. Power. Or maybe, just maybe, this costume is a warning to Licorice. Maybe it's a version of Licorice that could happen if he doesn't leave Dark Enchantress. A much more selfish, manipulative, aggressive, power-hungry version of himself. A version of himself that he's going to have to live with. Wow, not only was Licorice a warning to Wizard Cookie, but Wizard Cookie's costume might as well be a warning to Licorice. And after everything that happened in the episodes and even in Oven Break, it might be too late for him. And maybe there's no way he can bounce back from this. Or could he? My whole entire reason of making this video was to compare the two characters of Licorice and Wizard. They don't like each other, but when you boil them down to what they are, they might as well be the same character. They have the same goals. They want power. They want appreciation, but they go about this in different ways. That is not only harmful to them, but can be harmful for the cookies around them, especially Licorice's case. Most likely, this is all a coincidence and probably doesn't mean anything. But if Dev Sisters is watching this in some way, shape, or form, you guys could possibly build off that. If Licorice were to get a redemption arc in any way, the only cookie I could see him talking to about this, or at least convincing him to change at least some way, is Wizard. Because they are the only ones who know what Licorice went through. They know how it feels to be unappreciated, and it does hurt in some way. And I don't know if Dev Sisters is going on sweet emotional moments with characters, but hey, Licorice and Wizard Cookie, that's one for you. But if you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. I've never really thought I would make a YouTube channel at all, and hopefully this video does well. Thank you for watching, and remember to drink water, and have a nice day, everyone.